I'm going to show you a little bit about flasks, bases, and sprues. In your kit you had two different sizes of sprues. You had a 3/8 and a 1/4 inch sprue wax, that would be your larger sprue wax, and then you have some smaller sprue waxes. When we cast, we create objects in wax. Then we have to get the metal to the wax through gateways. So we create those gateways, those pathways, using sprues. So when we melt everything out, all the wax, all the sprues, there's a pathway for the metal to fill up the void from the wax we created. So we have the 3/8, a 1/4 inch wax, and they both fit specifically into the bases, the 3-inch base and the 4-inch base here. Once they're in there, we'll use little sprues to connect our pieces to the larger wax. And it'll look something like this. So I'll use the little sprues and connect it to my piece. Then I'll connect that piece to the wax, to the sprue base. Once those are on there and solid, better than I've done there, these pieces will then, once they're actually on their right, they may fall again. Then after that, we're going to put this flask on top of the sprue base. Then we're going to tape this flask up and fill it with a plaster that's designed for casting into, let it harden, and then we'll be able to take the base off of here, but leave the wax encased in the plaster with an opening that will allow us to pour in there. Before we can pour into that space, we have to burn that wax out. That wax will burn out and leave that void, and we'll pour the metal in there. One of the questions people are asking about flasks and bases is how much room do I have to work with? One of the key things you have to do is you want to make sure that there is a 3/8 of an inch all the way around here where your wax doesn't reach, and about a 1/2 inch below the crossbars at the top. In this particular flask, that'll leave you with about 4.5 inches is the longest piece you can put in there. And in this flask, it'll leave you with about 2.25 inches, the longest piece that you can fit in there. Now we can put multiple pieces in a flask as long as we have enough room that we're not within 3/8 of an inch from the edges or a 1/2 inch from the top crossbars.